Good morning. Welcome to the Better Business Workshop on Friday. It's great to see you all. I'm Mark Dilks, and I'm joined by my colleague today, Gareth Hughes. Gareth, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yes, I'm brilliant. I'm brilliant. Thank you, Gareth. We're looking at how to improve the quality of decision making and critical thinking today, right?
Yeah, it's a really interesting subject actually, because a lot of us, always do what we always done, right? And
Yeah.
you'll get the same results, right? But I'm sure you're going to go into it.
Yeah. Let's get straight into an exercise, right? To kind of point out, we're very kind of stuck in our ways. So let's. Do you want to walk us through this exercise, Gareth? There's a couple of exercises we can do now, but this is a great way to kind of show how we kind of only use our brain in one way, right?
Yeah, because your brain is taking in a lot of information at one time. Like, we don't know it, but estimates between something like 2 and 6,000 pieces of information your brain is processing right now. Okay, now it picks out the most important five or six of those. Okay, that's how good our brains are, right? But here's the kicker: in order to do that, what it does is it guesses essentially, all right, and it fills in a lot of the information from pre-existing knowledge. Okay, so say the color of the word here. So if we were to just go across the top, okay, so that would be red, yellow, green, purple, or blue. I don't know, but you can see how you can see how I had to really think about, if you're doing this now while you're watching, you have to really think about what you're doing. Okay.
Yeah,
And
just because
that's
our
because,
brain, we've got these neural pathways, right? These kind of passages, these connections of kind of the way that we look and think of things, right? And they're kind of hardwired,
yeah,
and we kind of get used to them. They kind of get harder and harder as time goes by. They kind of get more fixed, right?
yeah, that's the interesting thing is the more that we're able to confirm our knowledge, the harder those pathways get, or the more cemented they get, if that's the right term.
So
And that's
let's
really interesting for how we make decisions.
it is absolutely. Let's look at it another way. Should we do the old do the hand exercise? So arms out in front. Do this at home,
Yeah,
folks.
I
Do this
can do
along
it.
with us. Arms out in front, right? Palms facing outwards. Now cross over your palms. Can you do that? And interlink your fingers. And then turn your hands upwards like that. So that you're kind of connected, right? Now, let's start with the little finger, folks. You'll start at home, right? Move your little finger on your left hand.
I'm out already.
Or even worse, when you just kind of look at it, right? You can't kind of see it happen. Kind of move your right thumb. And it just kind of, if you were just doing it like this and you say move the little finger on your left hand, you wouldn't even have to think about it, right? And it just shows how our brains are kind of
Yeah,
hardwired, and when you kind of mix things up, it gets a bit more complicated. So that kind of proves the point. We've got to open up
yeah,
these neural
exactly.
pathways. Now, why is this important, Gareth, at a time when we're trying to kind of emerge from a pandemic, moving into an endemic? We've got to look at our businesses in a different way.
Yeah. And what emerges, the reason why this is also important is because what comes out is something called confirmation bias, right? And essentially, what that means is, think about social media. Social media becomes an echo chamber, right? And so does your world. It becomes an echo chamber, right? Because you surround yourself with people who think like you. Because that, as humans, that's what we like. We like people who think like us, right? There's a great book by Matthew Syed called Rebel Ideas, and he actually says that that is the wrong way to do it. Right? Uh, Everything about diversity tells us the more diverse you can make your team, your decision making, and that kind of thing, the better decision you will get at the end of it. Okay, and
Yeah.
and what that means is, look, somebody who went to a similar school as me, no matter who they are gonna think like me.
Mm.
Okay, so when we're talking about diversity, what we're talking about is we're thinking about people who haven't had the same up the same childhood as me, the same
Mm.
the same chances as me. We're looking at different people like that. Okay, that gets you the best decision. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's to do with the way that our brains are wired, right? The way that they're hardwired. We're going to come on to another slide and look at our brains in a second. But just in the meantime, folks, look, don't forget to like and share this stuff. If you want to kind of get more of our VIP content, then come and join us over in our VIP groups. Just search for the Better Business Workshop, and there's a group. There's a very thriving group over on LinkedIn and another one on Facebook. So search for the Better Business Workshop. Just apply and we'll let you straight in. That'd be great to see you over there. Okay. So Gareth, talk us through how our brains are all different, right? How are we all wired differently?
Yeah, absolutely. You got the left hand side and the right hand side of the brain, and the right hand side is your kind of like emotional, creative side, right? And if you think about how sales are made, sales are always emotional. Okay, so but actually what we're doing is, I mean, just take this out of making a decision for a second and think about sales. We have to look at both sides of the brain. We have to attract both sides of the brain. Okay, so first of all, it's the emotional side. All right, and it's you have to hit that emotion. Okay, what our brain then does is tries to make it logical, and it goes to the left hand side of the brain. Okay, the decision's pretty much already made, but what your brain is trying to do is justify it in a logical manner. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. So just to highlight the point, do we use our left brain and our right brain equally, or are we biased more to one side than the other?
Well, I can only speak for myself. I think I'm biased towards the logical side, but right, I don't know about other people. Yeah, I am not creative at all.
I think most people are. I think most entrepreneurs are biased towards left brain thinking, right? Most people, and this is the point we're trying to make. To make better decisions, most people are biased. They have a preference to one side of the way that they make decisions. Mostly as entrepreneurs, it's left brain, it's logical, it's fact driven, right? But as we're starting to kind of grow now, the world has changed. The world is a different place, and we're gonna, everything's moved. Nothing's the same as it was 2 years ago, and it's all in a different place now, and the rules of the game have changed as well. So, entrepreneurs, you're going to have to start thinking creatively in terms of how you start to grow out of this situation. And I know a lot of you have already adapted to that, right? But it's about being much more creative and having the ability to step back and look at things differently, right, Gareth?
Yeah, absolutely. What the decisions you were making pre-pandemic aren't going to be the right decisions now. Yeah. And what we saw was a lot of businesses, and I'm sure you get this as well, Mark. A lot of people say, "Well, that won't work in my business," right? Or that won't work in my industry, or my industry is different, or my business is a little bit different, right? Yeah. And it's not. I'm sorry to say, what you've only seen is your business for the last 20 years, or your industry for the last 20 years, and what somebody from the outside, like myself or Mark, does is come in and go, well, this works really well over here, and that works really well over there. So let's take those two ideas, mash them together, and let's see if that works in your business, right? Because we know they work over here.
Yeah, exactly. So one way that you can get the two sides of your brain working in tandem is to get a second opinion, right? Go and ask somebody else. Can you have a look at this as well? Tell me what you think. What's your view? Can you give me a perspective on this, right?
Yeah, and that person has to be completely detached, by the way. It can't be someone who's emotionally invested in the business. It can't be someone who's within your current circle of friends, because like I was explaining earlier, we surround ourselves with people we like, right? So it's more than likely those people are going to think like we do, and you're not going to get the best decision. It's best to have someone completely outside who's not emotionally involved in the business, who has a broad range of experience, who can say, right, well, I know in this industry they do that, and I know over here they do that. So which one of those do you think would work best for you? Right?
Absolutely. Brilliant. All right, Gareth, let's have the next slide. Thank you, Gareth. That's fantastic. Yeah, really important to kind of get the quality of this decision making working. So thanks for sharing that, Gareth. Look, if you want to come and get a second opinion with Gareth and I, jump on a call. You can book a 30-minute complimentary strategy review with Gareth and I together. There's no charge, and we'll give you a completely external view on any problems that you're grappling with right now. The way that you can do that is to go to one of the websites. You might as well use the Milton Keynes one. Go to miltonkeynes.actioncoach.co.uk, and in the banner there, you can book a slot in mine and Gareth's diary. If you want to get more of the VIP content, then come and join us over on the Better Business workshop, and there's tons more stuff and a fantastic, thriving community over there with business owners and senior managers and leaders who are very much engaged in contributing on this stuff. All right, Gareth, it's been brilliant to see you. Wishing you a fantastic weekend. We'll be back on Monday at 8 a.m., right, for live again.
See you Monday.
Fantastic. Thanks, Gareth. Good to see you. Take care, everybody. Have a great weekend. Bye now.